Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When I first put forward my name for nomination, an older friend came to me and he asked me if I knew the similarity between politicians and babies' diapers. And I said, I don't, but I bet you're going to tell me. And he said, well, they should be changed often and for the same reason. Here we are 19 years later, 6 elections, and it is time for a change for all of us. And I'm here tonight to say thank you. First of all, thank you to the people of southwestern Saskatchewan, the best people in the world. Cypress Hills Grasslands, a place where common sense still exists, where people feel both freedom and responsibility, and where hard work is expected, and, Mr. Speaker, where it is rewarded. They have been exceptional in their incredible and unwavering support, and it has been my privilege to be able to represent Cypress Hills Grasslands. I have gained so many friends over the years. When you take this job on, everything changes. Friendships, casual relationships, all of them change. And much of the challenge for me has come from the massive size of my riding and the 10 to 12-hour one-way commute from home to here in Ottawa. Being gone much of the time meant it was a challenge to keep up the friendships we've had in the past, but I need to thank our lifelong neighbors. Many who have helped Sheila, have helped both of us time and time again with renos, with blowing snow off the roads, feeding cats and dogs, checking our house when we were gone. There are too many to mention, but that is just one more benefit of living in a small community. As time went on, we made so many other friendships throughout the riding, small town leaders, grocery store owners, hockey parents, professionals, business people, fellow motorcyclists, people I met on the ferry. And yes, Mr. Speaker, we do have a ferry in southwestern Saskatchewan. The staff on the Hill, it takes a while when we get here for us to settle in. And the pace is crazy right from the beginning. There's not much of a training program, but over time we cross paths with those who work here. In the cafeterias, on the bus, and every time we enter a building. And over time we become friends as we share small parts of our lives, including family issues and vacation plans, and always the weather. And sometimes it amounts to more than just the Hill. I remember going motorcycling with some of the folks who work here on the Hill. I had the only Harley, and it was the one that gave trouble, and I was the one that they gave grief. But we went out together a few more times. And I need to especially mention Lynn, who serves us so faithfully on Wednesday morning. One of my most satisfying experiences has been the weekly prayer breakfast at 7 a.m. on Wednesday. Please, that has changed and cemented so many relationships here over the years, and Lynn has served us for many years on Wednesday morning. I want to thank the young Conservative staff who have also worked behind the scenes and make us look good when we do look good. I want to thank my colleagues. There's 6 elections worth of colleagues. We've gone to war together. And we've had victories, we've had losses, personal and political. And it has been my privilege to be able to serve with you. I would like to give a special thanks to those who've helped in the constituency, who've been involved with us politically, some from the very beginning and others who joined later and put so much time and effort into helping us out. My friend Wayne Elhart showed up at our doorstep in mid-summer 2000 to encourage me to run. We chased him off. He came back about 3 weeks later. My sister Wendy and her husband Wendell, and we sat down together and had a conversation, and we began to pursue this. They were stuck with farming while I came and went, and now, 19 years later, their son Jeremy is running in the nomination in our riding to replace me. I remember going to Swift Current the first time to look for support and meeting with a small group. I got 2 things out of that meeting. One person who told me to go get a haircut and some decent clothes, and Alice Wall, the first person in Swift Current to say she would help me, and she and John have been with me ever since, and I say thank you to them. Many others have been part of 6 campaigns and 20 years of board activities and fundraisers and all that goes with a political life in a riding. I'm so grateful for my staff. 3 of my 4 present staff members have been with me for over 10 years. They have had an incredible capacity to do the work. They addressed the issues, they gave great service to our constituents, and they are known for that. It feels a bit like I'm deserting them. And this is one of the places where I have the most mixed emotions. Over the years, many of them have become more than just workers. They've become friends. Many of them are here with me tonight. Victoria, Aaron, Carla, Sarah, Justin, Craig, Patrick, thanks for joining us. Leanne, Naomi, Tim, Aaron, sorry you couldn't be here, but I hope I haven't missed anyone in that list. It's fun for me to see past staff members running for nominations for our party, and 2 of them are now our candidates for 2019. I've said our work here is often like getting a free world-class master's program. The best in the world are available to us if we're interested. We've done lots of work in our office, from Canadian Weed Board stuff that took 12 years to get completed, to agriculture and trade work, to working on a motion declaring Parliament's support for religious freedom, to serving as a PS to 10 ministers, Mr. Speaker, and including natural resources, ag, and foreign affairs, and then to spending almost the last 10 years focused on human rights and religious freedom. I want to thank Sheila, my love and my conscience. She's the one who's kept us going all these years and the one who has sacrificed more than anyone will know. We will be spending more time together. So to Amy and to Andrew and Karis, Josiah and Ellis, and to Angela, who has become part of our family along with Hunter and Harley, we love you and thank you for being willing to pay the price so that I'd have this privilege to do this job. I want to thank my mother, Betty, who has prayed for me for decades. I should mention, Mr. Speaker, that during my first campaign in 2000, there was a couple from Herbert, Saskatchewan, who helped me out, and at every turn they mentioned their son-in-law, who was also running in Crowfoot in Alberta. And when we got down here, the member for Crowfoot and I met. And with travel schedules that were those 10 to 12 hours one way for each of us, we both decided hoteling wasn't working very well for us, and we became roommates in early 2001. And so I think that that must be some sort of record for Ottawa, and I have to thank Darlene Sorensen. She's allowed her husband to share an apartment with me for almost 20 years. And I just want to say, Mr. Speaker, that we have far outlasted much more well-publicized roommate relationships, such as the members from Cape Breton Council and Sydney, Victoria, who were elected at the same time. Last and definitely not least, Mr. Speaker, I thank God, who I know is real. That knowing has changed every aspect of my life and is what brought me here. It's also what's taking me away. Although I don't know what the future will be, I do know that in being an MP, he has given me a great opportunity and responsibility. It is our privilege to be a very small part of his work, and I hope and pray that I've been faithful in some way. It is my expectation that my colleagues will form the next Government of Canada, and while I know I will miss being here, I give them my support and best wishes. I will miss serving the people of Cypress Hills Grasslands in the future. May God bless Parliament, and may God bless Canada.